right, Chaz, thanks for joining us here at the Massachusetts Collective. Absolute UMass legend. Wanted to have you actually be the first interview that we're doing for the Massachusetts Collective, so a great way for us to start. And also really excited to have you on board as, being a player advocate and mentor for the Massachusetts Collective too. I think you'll be a great resource for the players, so really appreciate your help with that. It was great to have you back at UMass the other night as well. It's crazy to think it's been 8 years already since you're at UMass. How have you been in the meantime?
First, I would like to say thanks for having me. I truly appreciate it. And, as I told you, anything I could do to help the players and, help future guys that's coming in, I'm willing to do and will want to do. But yeah, it's been great, being able to come back to UMass and see everybody and, be around Coach Martin and see how he worked. And it's a true blessing, man. I've been pretty good, just continue playing basketball. I'm here in Spain currently. This is year 9 for me. So it's been going pretty good. A little up and down, but I stayed the course and here I am.
Yeah, it's awesome. I know you've been, I was just looking up all the stops. I've been following it, but it's kind of hard to keep track of it too when you're overseas. I know you've been in, Turkey, Switzerland, Finland, Iceland, France, Spain, so all over the place. What's your favorite spot been so far?
Uh, it depends because I have favorites for different reasons. Turkey, definitely basketball wise, that was the highest level I played.
Yeah.
Uh, I loved it out there. But as far as living, for me, it was Switzerland and Iceland. When I tell a lot of people Iceland, first thing they say is it cold? And of course it's cold, but it's very beautiful, very scenic. A lot of nature things out there. And if you well in tune with like life and nature, you'll love Iceland.
Yeah, it looks beautiful over there for sure. And so now in Spain, is this your first year playing for this team in Spain now?
Yeah, this is my first year playing for this team in Spain.
All right, great. And when does the season start? Is it already started? Not too
Yeah,
familiar.
it already started. It started in October. October was the first game.
Nice. Yeah. Is there a way that UMass fans could follow that, like online? Do they stream the games or just
Uh,
tweet it out
yeah,
if you
they
could?
definitely stream the games. But you have to subscribe monthly. It's like a monthly payment of like $5. And you get to watch all the games. You can replay the games. Also there's like a link. It's leboro.es, and you could just watch the results and things like that up there. So
Okay,
it's
great. Yeah.
basically different ways you can see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely share that with the collective members than just UMass fans too. So I'm sure they'll want to, keep tabs and watch your games too. Being overseas must be kind of crazy sometimes too, just all the traveling and everything. Do you have like a craziest overseas story that you want to share with us? Or?
Yeah, it definitely is crazy with traveling. I'll say the year when COVID hit, when I was in Iceland, I got to go home in February. I want to say February, for the break, a couple of days, and it was pretty cool. I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm ready to go back to play. And then I had a teammate that just came in from France, and he was super sick. So I'm like, what's going on here? Like this, we having the best season of, my team history. And, next thing you know, COVID hit.
Yeah.
It's not a crazy traveling story, but it is because, when I went home, I came back and I felt sick as well. So I felt like I contracted it when I came to New York. But that would be, one of the craziest for me.
Yeah, I bet. Did you lose that whole year of playing basically too?
Not really, because we was close to playoffs. It was going into March, February, going into March, where they really realized what it was and put a stop to it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because I almost had my Icelandic passport. And that year I was supposed to get it. And, with COVID, everything happened. I had to leave. So it was a little tough for me as well.
Yeah, I bet. Crazy time to be overseas too. So
Yeah.
I know you have some future plans too. You plan to play for a couple more seasons. I know you're thinking about starting like an AAU team in Springfield too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm trying to go as long as I can, as long as God, continue to bless me with, some youthful legs and speed. Um, And as far as like the camps and AAU team, I've been doing camps in the Western Mass the past 3 years. I'm just trying to give back and also just trying to teach, trying to teach the youth and help with what I know. And I'm there every single day. It's 5 days a week, and I'm there every single day from 9 to 2. I want to say. So it's been pretty cool. The past 3 years, I had great turnouts. And I'm looking forward to continue doing that. And also at the moment we are creating an AAU team. Me and one of my buddies, Jordan Almer, he's the owner of Higher Expectations in Springfield. So, we thought about it. We've been brainstorming on it for a little while. And, after me having camp last summer and, coaching also last summer, I kind of felt the urge to want to, coach a AAU team and not just coach, but actually start and be a part of one. So, it's been pretty good, writing it down and seeing it on paper and, just understanding this is something we want to do to help the youth and, to build the culture of basketball back.
Yeah, that's awesome. We look forward to following that for sure as well. I know you had camps in the area. I'm a little bit too old. I'm not good at basketball, so I didn't attend to those camps. So we'll definitely, put it out there for you as well. So into some UMass related questions here. What's your favorite memory or game at UMass? I know I have one. The VCU game, the Rally Towel night. That was my favorite one probably. But from a player's perspective, what was your favorite game or your favorite memory of being a UMass uniform?
My favorite game has to be the BYU game for sure.
Spring.
Yeah, in Springfield. And it's for many reasons. Going into that game, I haven't spoken to my daughter in like a couple of weeks. So it was a little, tough on me because my mom told me she would bring her down prior, to me not speaking to her. So I was hoping that it would still happen. And before the game, after warm-ups, I sat down and, my daughter came behind me and tapped me on my shoulder and I saw her there. And I was just ecstatic from that moment on. Walking in the tunnel, I was crying. When Malaka was crying a little bit, and then, I wiped my face and came out and was ready to play. So, for me, it was a lot going into that game. And not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
They just see the game like, oh, wow, he had a good game. But, my daughter being there, played a big part.
Wow, that's an awesome story. Yeah, you did have a great game that game too. I remember that very well. Yeah, I had courtside seats. I was lucky enough to be there. But yeah, that's a great story. So when you're at UMass as well, who was your favorite teammate or your favorite person to play with? Or
Uh, I gotta say a couple of guys,
yeah, I
honestly.
know it's a tough question.
Yeah, I love my team at UMass, like everybody, 1 through 12. I loved everybody. We had a bond, some tighter than others. And still to this day, we still speak here and there, but for the most part, I speak every day to Caddy Lane, Maxi Esho, Jabari Hines. And that's just every day, after college and for the past 8 years, we've been talking. So for me, I don't really have any favorites, when it come to like teammates, favorite teammates and things like that, because, I looked at all of them the same. But as far as like now living, this in this present day, I speak to, Caddy, Maxi, and Jabari mostly.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great you guys still keep in touch and hearing those names. It's crazy how good those teams were for the couple of years you guys were here. So yeah, that's crazy to hear those names again. So present day, how closely do you follow UMass? Do you follow like every game or check in every couple of weeks or?
Because of the time difference, it'd be hard, So when I can, I definitely watch. I definitely catch a
Yeah,
game, especially if I can catch it on the stream. And I try to follow on Twitter. I'll be on Twitter watching a lot, and from the UMass tweets. So I follow pretty much frequently, I would say. And one, because I'm an alum, and then two, I just like to see the progress of the program. I know where it was when I first got there, and then I know where it was when I left. And it's not gonna always be down. It's gonna make a turn, and I think it's coming soon. So I definitely want to be a witness to that and see it.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's great to have obviously Frank Martin and his staff, and we were talking about it earlier. It's crazy to have DK back on staff, and it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
just having him be around. He's such an awesome guy and coach too. Um, what do you think? Have you met Frank Martin and talked to him that much, or what do you think of him as a coach in the league?
Yeah, I definitely met Coach Martin over the summer. I went to UMass this summer. I got a workout in with the guys, and I got to talk to some of the guys, and also with Coach Martin, and we spoke for a while. We spoke about life, and then basketball, of course. And I've always seen Coach Martin from afar. I always watched them because I may have known somebody that played for him, or just watching college basketball he's on, and I've always like the way he coached. And I've always drew to that. And, to finally meet him in person, he's everything, that's advertised. And, his knowledge for the game is impeccable. And, how he gets so much out of his players is awesome as well. And I think him and DK complement each other so well because they're not similar, but they have a lot of similarities,
Yeah,
if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And DK is more of a low key, but he'll get at you, and Coach Martin is there. He's at you, and some guys may need that, So I think the offset of both of them is definitely beneficial to the players because for me, I would love it, knowing how Coach Martin is and knowing DK. I definitely would love it as a player. So I think the players are in great hands, and Coach Martin has a wonderful plan and some things that he want to execute, and I believe in his vision.
yeah, absolutely. I think they complement each other, impeccably. Another kind of tough question. We're almost wrapped it up here, but who's your favorite player to watch since leaving UMass? Is there a particular player you really enjoyed watching, like Noah, or even like Trey? I guess you guys kind of overlapped and everything too. But is there any specific player you really enjoyed watching in particularly?
Not all the young guys. I'm not gonna say all the young guys, but if I spoke to most of the point guards that've been there. From Trey Davis to Lawan, uh, to now Noah. And he's picked my brain a little bit, and we've been talking. So I would say like Lawan because I spoke to him a lot more, and me and him had a closer relationship. But as of late, me and Noah have been talking a little bit more, and I definitely like to help as much as possible, like I told you before, and to see these guys grow year after year after year is to me, it's like it's amazing, and when they ask certain things and I can help them or show them and then see them implement it, to me, it's like, I'm happy for them, so it's a blessing. And I just try to, every point guard that come there, I just try to stay on top of them or, speak to them because before I went to UMass, I talked to Chris Lowe and not many people know that, but, he gave me a lot of intel and, what to expect in the A10s. And I think that helped me a lot, coming in. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate, your time and also, coming on board to be a, player advocate and mentor too, as we, start doing some work with the basketball players as well. So, Chaz, thank you so much for your time. We'll be in touch. And do you have anything else to say to the fans before we wrap it up?
Go Minutemen. Make sure you guys fill up them seats this year. Try to get at least one sold out event every year. Let's just try to shoot for that every year. We could pick a day and we just flood the Mullins because I think all these athletes need to see that, and that's gonna drive them a little more further to try to keep that same intensity in the building. Um, and I appreciate all my time there at UMass, all the love you guys have shown me, have showed me. I will always be a Minuteman until, my time is expired on this earth. So, I appreciate everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks so much for your time too. Hopefully, one of the next times you come back, we'll see number 3 up there in the rafters where it belongs too. So,
Well, thanks for having me as well. And, that'll be sweet, but, only time will tell, I guess.